Hi everyone, my name is Jason Cortez and I'm an artist, writer, and educator. So I'm doing this to practice teaching online and also to show you some of the things that went into making a self-published book that I put out called The Diary Project. So this is something that I started in March at the beginning of the pandemic. When things started, I started writing down what I was seeing and hearing, and then also drawing what I was seeing. So everything I did was done by hand in sketchbooks and drawn by hand. So what I'm going to do today is show you some of the pieces that went into making it, and then show you an exercise that you can do at home to keep your own diary. And things are really crazy right now with COVID and in the news with impeachment, but I think it's really important to take an opportunity to call things like they are, or call things like you see it, in a way that you can go back to later and look at. So writing and writing by hand, instead of doing something that's digital or on social media, gives you the opportunity to capture a moment in time in a way that has more lasting power than social media, which is really, really fleeting. So that was my goal, or I just started doing this. Kind of showing my time working as a disaster service worker for the city of Los Angeles at a homeless shelter, being present at some of the protests for Black Lives Matter in Hollywood primarily, just kind of like noting what was happening and what I'm seeing, which I highly suggest, not as like a therapeutic practice, but just as something to do that kind of allows you to note what's going on, and then sometime you can come back and see what's going on. So this is all compiled in InDesign, and it's all scanned from writing it, drawing it by hand, and put together later. So from a notebook, just like this, really cheap, easy, to this. So all the originals are on Bristol board, and they're done with ink and wash. And sometimes I'll add color, and I'm not going to tell you exactly everything about how I do that, but I'll add color by using digital manipulation, but by painting different layers on different pieces of paper. So I do use computer programs and stuff, but some questions that I've gotten about this is what program are you using? Like there's one program or one way of doing that, and that's something that I would point out to anyone who wants to make images or draw comics or whatever, is that there aren't any rules, and don't let yourself be limited by kind of I have to use this program, or I shouldn't use a computer, I should just do it by hand. I mean, it's really about figuring out what works for you and making that technology work. So these are all the originals, just done by hand. In a giant, 30-pound stack. So I really enjoy kind of using technology a little bit, and then using hands techniques as well, because I think that it's about figuring out what works for you. So yeah, I can go in to another time. I mean, part of why I'm doing this is to just practice teaching virtually. And I was recently in community artist teaching certificate program, and because the pandemic's still raging, a lot of what was talked about was how to teach virtually. And I'm just coming off of actually being in person with kids, and I'm no longer doing that anymore. So more originals, just gouache. This is just blue gouache and ink on Bristol paper. This is the cover. So this is all ink, so it's just brush and ink, and then I added color to it. So kind of thinking about different ways. I kind of make images like a screen printer because I've taken classes in grad school that have used screen printing. So I'm thinking about layers, and often the ink work that I do will be the final key layer, if you know what that is from screen printing. So you can see this is right up the street in LA. Some pretty local places. I don't really think that these are in finished form until they're in the form of a book, but the originals are really different to kind of see than when it's on the screen. All right, so to show you a couple more of these. Ruth. All right. So what I was doing every day to basically write this book that I have was I would keep just basically a record of what I would see, what I would hear, and then I would draw an image. And this is based off of, partly based off of working with one of my mentors in grad school, Linda Berry. So Linda is a super famous comics creator and writer. She does a lot with diary exercises and practices. So what I do, and I would encourage you to just make up your own version of this. So there's no really set rules. It's I wrote the date, August 16th, 2020. It's really important that you write every single part of the date because you could be doing this for years and then go back and it'd be August 16th, and it's what year? So August 16th, 2020, scene, quail, bunny, buzzard, blue jay, sunset, the Vernon School, Bel Air Presbyterian, blonde woman in a cowboy hat and an American flag. Because I want to keep this family friendly, I'm not going to finish that because I was on Mulholland Drive. There was some kind of weird TV movie shoot that may not be child appropriate going on. This is from the summer. So I'll take you through the steps of doing this. So I want you to get, if you're going to go ahead and do this, I want you to get a comp book with good paper, so Mead or 5-star, or just don't get a cheap one, ink will smudge, and start by writing today's date. So my handwriting may or may not be that good. It's kind of sloppy, but also try and slow down to really try, else it would be really, really bad. So January 13th, 2021. then seen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I like to do is I'll set a timer. I don't have a clock set up, or my phone is being used as a camera. But in the future, I'll set up a timer on the production thing on the computer. So I like to set a timer and give myself not that much time at all. So 5 minutes is a lot of time. 3 minutes would be even better. But I'll just do it right now. Scene: Donald Trump impeached again. A hawk. Griffith Park.